A very warm good evening, welcome, and namaskar to all those present here for today's program. Today we are here for a talk on detachment in attachment by Mrs. Sadhana Goel. Yes, one of our own ex-NFL employees' spouse, a motivational speaker. She is a specialist in guidance and counseling. She has been interacting with students not only from India, but from USA, UAE, and Australia as well. It is a very interesting topic and more so for the age group we belong to. So dil tham ke baithiye and wait for the talk followed by an interactive session.
Hello everyone. Thanks Atan, Dikshit sir for a wonderful introduction. Hope I am audible to all of you. So greetings for the day to one and all. This is Sadhana Goel here extending a hearty welcome to all of you on this gala evening when we have gathered virtually to discuss a very important aspect of life, that is detachment in attachment. After listening to this topic, there must be various queries hovering in your mind, like what is attachment? What is detachment? How attachment is different from detachment? How can we judge the attachment that we have with different relations, whether it's healthy or it's unhealthy, or we need to alter us emotionally? Or what is the right time to start getting detached? All right. We are open to all these queries and we will have solution to all these things one by one. So in simpler words, I can say when the slightest happening of your life disturbs you emotionally a lot, you get emotionally so unstable, you are not able to handle that situation. This is the extreme situation of attachment. And when these emotional happenings, they bother you, but you let it go without getting bothered because you have trained yourself. You are self-counseled in such a way that you don't get affected by this. So this is detachment. In order to clarify this topic in simpler term, again, I take an example of a dedicated doctor and a critical patient. The patient comes to the doctor who is really professionally established in his domain. The patient is in a critical condition. He comes to the doctor and the doctor leaves no stone unturned with his professional expertise to cure the patient. He cannot afford to ignore even the slightest, the minutest detail to cure the patient. He indulges in various conversation sessions with him. But the moment the patient is cured, the doctor is detached. But on the other hand, the patient is attached because to him or to her, the doctor was next to God. He indulged in various sessions of conversation with him. He always wished him with warmth on his face in a very enthusiastic gesture. And when the patient comes for the follow-up after getting discharged, he finds the doctor to be neutral because even the doctor is not able to recollect his or her name. The patient is very much emotionally affected. He is disturbed a lot. This is attachment. Or we take another example. Suppose I move out. I come across a badly wounded dog on the roadside. I just have apathy on it. I bring it home. I even call a vet to take care of it. I give full attention to it. But the moment the dog is all right, I get detached. I let it go. But on the other hand, if in the process I get emotionally attached with the dog, I start overthinking, like who will take care of dog? Where will it go? How will he, spend the rest of his life? Who will give him food? All right, okay, I accept him as my pet. And the result is I just make him wear a leash around his neck. And now I have started training it and it has also started responding to my calls, getting me enthusiastic, and we are killing each other's time. And then I start overthinking what will happen to me when this dog is separated. All right, so this is attachment. Or we take it in another imagery, like life is a journey. Or we take it, it is a train journey. All right, suppose my destination is about 15, 16 hours, my distance is just 15, 16 hours away. And I have a lot of time at my disposal to indulge in conversation with my fellow passengers. I just start gossiping with them on the topics of politics, environment, weather, just to kill time. But when my destination is coming near, I just get distracted. I start packing up my luggage. And now my concentration is more on that, who will be there to pick me up from the station, how much time I'll take by some taxi to go back, and what will be my schedule of life. That means I am detached. But on the other hand, if I get so attached with those fellow, travelers of mine, that I start exchanging my cards with them, I exchange my number with them, I exchange so many personal details with them, and the details of the families hanging on in my psyche, even when I am back home. All right. And I start contacting them back. After some time, I'm giving them call after the call, but somehow maybe the person is so busy, he or she is not able to respond me back. It just gets haywire with me. I don't think what has gone wrong, why he or she is not responding to my calls. All right, so I'm emotionally disturbed. So this is a level of attachment. When a child is born, the child is totally detached. Then a plethora of relation is introduced to him or her. The parents, brother, sister, relatives, friends, acquaintances, and slowly and gradually this network enlarges. So is his emotional or her emotional bonding with others. This emotional bonding is harmless because he's trying or she's trying to make a social support system, which is necessary for everyone to have a smooth course of life in this society. But in case even the child is getting too much attached to anything, to his parents, to his place, or to his siblings, that he finds it hard to go out for studies, for working. Even a sense of guilt is there, even if he's working outside, that what I am doing to my parents. He feels himself to be emotionally imbalanced. He's not able to take the decisions of life properly. All right, so he's lagging in everything, in every choice making. So naturally, he or she is a victim of too much attachment. On the other hand, it is also on behalf of parents. Sometimes we parents have the misconception that we are the creators. We have given birth to our children. We are highly mistaken. It is the God who is creator. We are just the medium. We are just the caretaker who has brought them to this earth. It is our duty to bring them to this earth, to give them proper education, sanskars, and to make them responsible citizens in time to come. Then once they are on their proper path, it is time to get detached. But if we are still overprotective about them, we still are getting anxiety prone about each and every issue of them. If we start intervening even in the personal affairs of them, all right, we are offering our unsolicited advice to them. So naturally, we are that type of parents who are too obsessed with their children. So attachment, when it starts giving you suffering, it sometimes takes the turn of obsession. And then suffering, then we have the hopes, we have expectations. There is no problem in hoping. You can hope. If I'm doing good to my children, they will be responding well. It's okay. But every duty should be discharged without expectations. If I am doing something and I have expectation, but my son or my daughter will behave the same way I want, naturally, I am emotionally affected. If I have expectations and my son or my daughter responds in the same way I expected, even then I am neutral because I expected that. Rather, I have set the set grounds and my expectation is reaching to another level. And if he or she doesn't respond, then naturally I'm affected. On the other hand, if I don't have any expectations, if he responds well, it is a bonus for me. But even if he doesn't respond well, I'm not emotionally affected because I was mentally prepared for it. So attachment, when it leads to hopes or expectations, sometimes it brings sufferings. All right. In order to clarify this, I just unfold some case studies which I had in my counseling sessions. A few years back, one Bengali, couple, they contacted me with their grown-up daughter of about 22 years of age. Now, the problem was the couple belonged to middle class. They were, both of them were working in private bank, having erratic working hours. So they had only one child and they wanted to give her all the facilities which she required, but the girl was getting suffocated in that restrictive environment. She said, I always aspired for company. I wanted a sibling, but I was thwarted for that. I was restricted for going out, mixing up with friends since I was the only child. And being a child, there were safety issues since my parents had erratic working hours. I was not allowed to study out because, again, they were so, anxiety prone about my safety as a female child. Now I am getting a job in Mumbai. They belong to Delhi. And now my parents are not allowing me to take up that job. Now I asked the parents, they said that we cannot live without her. We are so attached with her. We are so obsessed. The moment she is out, we know that we are not going to have a good life. It will tell upon our health and all that. We had a couple of sessions, sittings together, and ultimately the things were sorted. The parents could come out. I tried to convince them, you have given a dedicated span of 22 years of good upbringing to your child. Now don't doubt your upbringing by counseling her again and again. Try to have faith in her. And now she said that I too was lacking in confidence because I was not exposed to this type of public life. Now I have gathered courage to explore everything on my own. So I should be allowed this facility. And now the things are sorted. It has been a couple of years. The parents, they are also coming out of their shell of that too much attachment, and the girl is exploring the things in a very nice way. So the next question arises, like, when should we think that we are getting detached? The first, clue is given to you when you learn the art of saying no to others. Whether it is your ward, it is your spouse, it's your brother, sister, your friends. If it is within your reach, your capacity, fine, everybody is welcome. But despite all your efforts, if you are having a difficult time to give a note to the demand that is sought by others, naturally, if you say yes, you will be very much emotionally disturbed. So you should know the art of saying no, and don't think much like how it will affect the other person. If it is not in your capacity, it's better to say no. And the second thing is, start accepting life as it comes to you. Attachment is nothing but an extension of your ego. In psychology, ego is a different thing. It's not your dominant personality and all that. It is something that with our mindset, we create an environment around us with our set of principles, parameters. If somebody fits in properly, it's okay. But if somebody is not fitting in that scenario, we get emotionally disturbed. And that's why we want to customize everything according to us. Whereas we should start accepting life as it comes to us. Previously, we used to do the thing we loved, but now we should start loving the things we are doing at present. There should not be any grumbling, any complaint. All right. Right in the beginning, we were so enthusiastic, so energetic. We wanted to change the whole world, not to talk about the relations or surroundings. We said, if our determination is strong, we can change the whole world. But with the passage of time, we got to know, rather we came to this conclusion, it's better to change yourself than to change others. Because nobody can change, habits die hard. And it gives us a lot of, despair when we think that things are shaping up according to us. Again, here I just refer one more case study that I recently had. A couple, contacted me with their son who was 34 years of age. The problem was that the son was the only child of the family, and he was not in the mindset of getting married. He said, I have to remain single. Now the parents wanted me to counsel him that he should be convinced for marriage. I said, sir and madam, this is the choice of the person. I will try to present in front of him a comprehensive view of the things. Now the choice is his. I can only give suggestion, like I am giving to my own words and all that. I will create a picture in front of him. Then choice is his, whether he accepts it or not. Again, the boy discussed with me, ma'am, tell me, why should I get married? Instead of arguing with him why he should get married, I discussed with him why you shouldn't get married. All right, you give me reasons. According to me, I don't say that it is a better one, but I think companionship is a better option than to remain alone. Because 30s can be easily spent with friend circle, with family and all that. But when you reach 40s, your friend circle, they are busy in their respective families. Your brother, sister are busy. Children, parents may be there, may not be there. Then it's really difficult time. So companionship is certainly better if you get a very good companion. All right, the boy was somehow convinced, but he put another condition. He said, don't force me to start a family. I don't want to have a family. I may think of adoption at a later stage. I can adopt a baby, but I will not think of starting a family. And it should not be a burden on me, a pressure on me. Now the parents again got disturbed. What is this? Something is spoiling his mind and all that. He should have a family. That's why we want him to get married. Again, I just try to have a talk with the parents that getting married, a girl of his choice, or getting a career of his choice, getting a job of his choice, doing a job or a business, at least let him take the decisions of his life. All right, if you meddle so much at this age, the boy is 34 years. All right, he's grown up. You have given him 34 years. Try to have faith in your upbringing. Let us have faith in him. Let him do whatever he wants. At least, first of all, let him get married. Let him take this choice. I think this is his forte. If he wants to become a parent, naturally, he will go in for the family. But don't force him. So what I mean to say is, when we start intervening, all right, these are the personal matters. Though we, as parents, we think, we listen to our parents when we started family. It's okay. There is a generation gap. All right, what it used to be between grandfather and grandson, now it is between son and father. But instead of any grumbling and complaint, let us accept it as it comes to us. All right, instead of having this emotional baggage, like if we are so much emotionally dependent on our children, like my children are outside, they are posted somewhere, they are not having time to come to me, I'm getting grumbled, like they don't have time for their parents. Even last month they didn't come, this month also they didn't come. What I'm doing harm to myself because it's telling upon my health. I'm getting psychologically affected, I'm getting emotionally affected. All right, but it doesn't mean my son is or my daughter is not connected with us or our words are not connected with us. But naturally, with the passage of time, the priorities of life change and we should start accepting it. So this is the time when we should have something for ourselves. The thing we thought of doing when we were single or we were newly married or even when we had the family, but we couldn't have time. Like just training for singing or learning some playing of instrument or doing art or even doing painting or even doing some social service. It gives us a sense of satisfaction that our life is going in right direction. Our life is not meant for that I was a single, then I got married, I had children, now the children are getting married, they are having children, I have to take care of my grandchildren, and this is the way how I have to spend life. No. We have to come beyond these physical identities of this materialistic world. I just give here an example of mine. Like when I got married and I joined Panipat unit, NFL, all right, I had various identities. Somebody acknowledged me as the daughter-in-law of senior Mr. R.K. Goel. Somebody acknowledged me as the wife of Mr. Rajesh Goel. Somebody acknowledged me as the mother of Nupur and Sonal, my twin daughters. And somebody acknowledged me as Sadhana Goel, an English teacher of substance. It's okay. But I thought I have to be above these identities. One thing more that we are supposed to focus at this stage of life, that is economic independence. Here again, I am learning a case study of my counseling session. A few months back, a lady of about 62 years in age, she's a widow, she contacted me that I have a son and he is my only child. All right. And now he wants to buy a house. I have got about 40 lakhs after my superannuation, and he is planning to buy a house worth 50 lakhs. So he is thinking of getting a bank loan of about 35 lakhs. Since he is my only child, I am going to settle with him throughout my life. So I think instead of taking a bank loan, I should offer him, 35L from my superannuation amount. Again, it was a decision that generally parents take. But according to me, it's a totally emotional decision. It's not a practical one. So I asked that lady, did your son ask for money from you? She said, no. He is managing his budget and he's sorted in his financial affairs. I said, then what's the problem? Why are you getting so emotional? Life, let us be practical. You're just 62, a long way to go. You don't have any other resource of money. All right. And a good present doesn't ensure a better future. All right. It can be as good as we are today. It can be better tomorrow, but it can be worse also. So we have to be prepared for all the contingencies. There are health issues. There are several other factors which cannot be ignored. So according to me, economic independence is a must. Maybe our wards are really nice, they are well off, they don't require our money, but still we are supposed to be practical. No doubt, whatever belongs to us ultimately belongs to our wards. But till we are alive, we need certain resources. That is also a hard fact of life. So we should have all the sustainable resources with us. If that is extra, no problem in gifting them and all that. But we should be financially secured. Because once we are economically independent, the economic independence gives a way to emotional independence and psychological independence. There is no hang on in our psyche. And if that balance is there in our personality, when we are emotionally stable, there is no hang on in our life. We know how to sort out the different factors of life. We know how to face life with all its ups and downs. Then we are in a position which is called life at peace and tranquility. This is the time then when we can explore ourselves. We can just explore. Life is not just spending time with our children and all that. It is also about exploring ourselves. Apart from this physical identities, we have some purpose in life. Just to explore what I am. Like I told you my various identities, but I just tell you at the age of 40 or so, I started thinking this thing that what is my life? What I am actually. All right, I'm just beyond these identities because I know change is something which is only constant factor in this ever-changing materialistic world. Everything will change with the passage of time. But if I think myself to be a soul, which is everlasting, all right, I'm emotionally stable. I'm accepting life as it is unfolding itself in front of me. Then I think I have that type of balance in my psyche that I can face life in a very good way. No doubt. And what is this body? Body is nothing but an attire which my soul is wearing. Though I'm keeping it intact, I'm laundering it properly, I'm keeping it safe, but it is getting messy, crumpled, having holes and getting tattered with the passage of time. And I can't ignore this change. But I know that I have to accept this change. And once I accept this change, there is no hang on in my sight. I am prepared for everything. All relations I got here, and certainly I have no fear of getting separated from them. All right, the flowers are blooming, withering, because we accept that's a part and parcel of their life. If some flowers are withered today, the blooming flowers will be there again tomorrow. So with this state of mind, when we come this state of mind, we are quite sorted. No fear is there, no emotional hang-on is there. We are quite balanced in our psyche, and this is the time which is called a peaceful and a very calm life. And this is basically the crux of life, which we are exploring with the passage of time. As we grow in years, this is, the sense of experience that brings to us that, yes, this is the ultimate crux of life. So this was something about this topic that I wanted to discuss with you. Hopefully, you might have liked it, though I am, you can say, too young to discuss all these things. But I think detachment has no fixed age. All right. Rather, in my academy, I want my students, whether they are of small age or mediocre age or even adults, they should start getting themselves detached as early as possible, because then they don't have any hanger. They can take the life in a very sorted way. And I have seen this in my teaching, span of 32 years, that the children who are emotionally stable, who have emotional quotient. That's why when parents approach me about the intelligence quotient of the people, I say, I go by emotional quotient. If your child is emotionally stable, he or she can face any stress of life, any competition in life, because they know how to be poised, calm, and balanced, even in the time of competition. All right, and which is mandatory nowadays. So, such a lovely audience is there in front of me. So I'm open to your queries, sir and ma'ams. All right, so if you have anything, all right, so again, we can discuss. Or I
unmute करके ताली तो बजा दे अच्छे से.
So
excellent. Excellent, Sadhana ji. At this age, it's really good.
Well explained.
All right. Okay. So some queries are there in my mind when I was discussing the thing with you. All right. So if there are any questions, fine, sir. Yeah.
एक बात मैं कहना चाहूंगा
Yes,
कि
sir.
अगर भगवान कृष्ण आज के जमाने में होते तो शायद इसी तरह का लेक्चर देते जैसे आज आपने दिया.
I'm tempered, sir.
शायद वो थे और उन्होंने अर्जुन को समझाने की कोशिश की कि तुम काम करो, परंतु आज जो आपने लेक्चर दिया है वो बिल्कुल वही है जो भगवान कृष्ण ने कहा था, कर्मण्येवाधिकारास्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन.
Yes.
कर्म करो और फल की इच्छा मत करो, अपने आप सब कुछ सही होगा.
Right, sir.
Excellent narration. Sadhana, excellent narration.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, but again, I have some, thing coming to my mind. If you allow me, I want, yes, yeah.
कुछ उस तरह से कि हमारे शुरू से हम जैसे पढ़ते हैं कि भाई अब जो हमारे पुराने ऋषि मुनि थे उन्होंने लाइफ को 4 स्टेजेस में बांटा ही इसलिए. Then Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha is the beginning of this phase of life.
Yes.
Attachment वाली बात जो main topic है हमारा आज का, तो that was the beginning. और फिर उसके बाद संन्यास के आप पूरा ही
Actually, ma'am, life was very sorted. Nowadays, this generation, they have the overlapping tendencies. All right, so they have the overlapping tendencies. Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes people discuss what is the right time, what is the line of demarcation. Like we should start getting detached. So since it's a subjective phenomenon, there is no hard and fast time. All right. Somebody has it quite early in life. Somebody has it when there is empty nest phenomena, when the children are out for studies, for working. You just start that there is a vacuum in your life. All right. That is the time when you start exploring yourself and all. All right. Sometimes this attachment, goes to the level of obsession. Then really it's difficult to come. So naturally, this is really a different type of thing. But if you think that it is really applicable at an early age, it's very nice thing. All right. Any other question and any other?
Yeah, Sadhana ji.
Yeah.
Okay, you said that there's a thing called emotional quotient, right?
Yeah.
Even in children also. So
Yeah.
I would like to know if children have this emotional quotient, where does it come from? From parents? Or they
Devika ji, here this is, you know,
they develop on their own?
No, they don't develop on their own, no doubt. The whole, you know, environment works on that. Their surroundings, their friend circle, of course, their parents also. If parents are emotionally strong, naturally there is less chances that the child is emotionally unstable. But on the other hand, if parents are emotionally unstable, it's very difficult to develop an emotionally stable child. All right.
Okay, then we are adults. How do we develop this emotional quotient?
All right, ma'am, same thing. Like we should learn how to say no to others. Don't give way to overthinking.
Okay.
All right, suppose you just think what you have to take, the spontaneous action, and forget about it. Don't hang on. If you do overthinking about the things, naturally so many things come to your mind.
Though it might hurt others, when we take some decision, if we say no to somebody, it might hurt others. But still, we should go ahead.
We should go ahead. It may not help others. Naturally, others may have some problem. But it's not your, you know, hanging on in your mind, what will happen if I say no? Because it's not in your reach. All right, you have to be emotionally stable. If you think that I am accountable for all the success and failures of my husband, my daughter, my son, my friends, all right, it is not possible.
Okay, thank you.
We are keeping an emotional baggage with us.
इसी बात पे मैं
Thank you.
कहूँगा कि ऐसे है कि जैसे कि हमको लोग कई बार कहते रहते हैं प्रकटा में बहुत सारे मैसेज आ गए, गपशप में बहुत मैसेज आ गए, तो मैं कहता हूँ भैया डिलीट बटन ऑपरेट करते रहो. डिलीट बटन ऑपरेट करते रहोगे तभी सुखी रहोगे. इसी तरह से बाकी भी डिलीट बटन ऑपरेट करते रहिए तभी आप सुखी रहेंगे. अगर आप बहुत सारी चीजें दिमाग में इकट्ठे करके रखेंगे, लोगों के बारे में रखेंगे और चीजें रखेंगे, तो आप कभी सक्सेसफुल नहीं होंगे, आप उसी में कंफ्यूज रहेंगे. डिलीट बटन का ऑपरेशन बहुत जरूरी है. ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बटन है.
Sadhana ji,
हाँ जी सर.
one question I wanted to ask.
हाँ जी सर.
Detachment you are telling. If
Yes,
you
sir.
get detached with your parents, with your brother, sister, then where is the question of love and affection? That is over. You see,
No, sir.
we have given birth to our children. It is so sad that they get detached from us when we need their help. They say, Sadhana ji told, get detached if we have to progress. What happens to their parents?
Okay, sir, you are confusing my sense of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean to just forget about love and affection, your relations. Your duty is still there towards your wards, whether they respond or not, because you are doing your duty with detachment. All right. Okay, you are loving your children, you are giving full care to them. Whenever they need you, you are always there by their side without expectations. So this is the sense of detachment, sir. Detachment doesn't
Sadhana
mean...
ji,
Yeah.
we are there. We are
Yeah.
giving attachment to them, but
Yes, sir.
they are detached.
No, sir. They are not detached. They are equally responsive, but their parameters are different. All right. Here, I just give you an example. Like, you know, we have to bring up our children in a very detached way, in the sense, you might have discussed with your son or daughter when you got a new car, but you cannot expect the same from your son or daughter, even if they are buying a new house, a big bungalow or a big penthouse. All right. Because their parameters are different, they think of it as economic independence. They will inform you, but not seek permission. So, sir, don't get disturbed. All right. That you discuss with them when you got a new car, and they are not discussing with you when they have to get a new house. Because, sir, the parameters, the principles, the priorities, they change from generation to generation.
Right.
All right, sir. So this
Very
is
true. Very true. It happens many times, Sadhana ji.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
happens
Very
many
nice.
times.
That is the fact. That is the fact.
yeah. That is
We
the
have to
fact of
accept.
life, and we
Yes.
should accept it.
And we have to accept. We have to
We
accept.
have to accept.
थोड़े
But
दिन
it's
पहले
very
Don't mind
difficult.
मैं किसी
It is very difficult.
It is very difficult. It is very
Yes,
difficult. Devika
yes.
is fine. It
Yeah.
is very difficult. But
Because
No,
it
ma'am,
happens.
it's not
It happens.
for
difficult.
our peace of mind, we have to accept.
Yeah. No. So if you think that it is difficult, ma'am, then it will be difficult to digest also.
Yes.
True.
All right. Do you think it is their life? They are
एक
your
बात-
children.
Definitely,
They
definitely.
have got good, value system from you. So
If we are not able to adjust to this thing, then what to do?
again, sir, keep trying. Because trying is the only thing, all right, which can ultimately
Try
perfection.
again.
Keep trying, sir. But earlier the better. All right,
Yes.
sir. So you think, you have given wonderful citizens to this world. All right.
It's
And-
already late in our case. It's already late in our case. We have not accepted the things.
No, ma'am. So, better late than never.
Guilt then.
All right, it's better late than never. Let them have. It doesn't mean, ma'am, that they are not responsive to you. They are
Yeah.
always there when you need them.
Yeah, that is sure.
हाँ.
But attachment
They
वाली
are,
बात
but
है,
जैसा
that
हम
is-
सोचते हैं वैसा नहीं होता. तो
So,
that
ma'am,
is the
that
thing.
attachment is,
Yes,
I have read an article by Mrs. Sudha Murthy. She said, my son who used to speak high of my culinary skills, when we were there together at Hyderabad, all right, though we were living in different houses, every Sunday I called them over lunch along with his family. But he said,
Yeah.
Mom, don't wait for us. We have other priorities. We have some other schedule. All right. All right. So that's true. She said, I thought my daughter is an extension of myself. But once she got married, she had other priorities in life.
Definitely.
She could not spare even a couple of days for me. It doesn't mean that she didn't love me. But again, she had other set of priorities in life.
Yes.
All right. So, ma'am, we are keeping emotional baggage, nothing else.
That's fine.
ये
That's fine.
साधना जी, मैं अभी कुछ दिनों पहले किसी के घर गया था, उसका छोटा बच्चा था 7-8 साल का. आजकल ये सिस्टम हो गया कि आप बच्चे आके विश भी नहीं करते, मोबाइल के ऊपर अपना गेम खेलता रहा, और जब तक हम रहे वो
जनरेशन गैप.
आप जो है लोगों को इस तरह की एडवाइस देते हैं, इस ऐसे केस में जहां मोबाइल पे बच्चे इतने ज्यादा अटैच हो जाते हैं, लैपटॉप पे अटैच हो जाते हैं, आपको क्या एडवाइस है?
Sir, this is a common problem. Like sometimes parents discuss with me, my son goes to bed at about 3 a.m. All right. He keeps chatting with his friends on phone, on mobile, on laptop, even on PS4 and all that. Game consoles are there. All right. So many distractions are there. All right, sir. So sir, we have to accept. We have to love doing what we are doing.
Yeah.
All right. In case two generations are together, then the life becomes more tough. Because you have to adjust according to their schedule also.
नहीं, बच्चों की बात क्या कहो, आजकल बड़े भी देखो, आप किसी बड़े के घर भी जाते हो तो वो अपना बीच बीच में मोबाइल देख रहे हैं क्या. तो आजकल मेरे पास एक कैप्शन आई थी कि अगर कोई आप किसी के घर जाते हैं और वो आपको देख के एज ए रिस्पेक्ट अपना मोबाइल साइड पे रख देता है, आपके कोई रिलेशन या फ्रेंड्स, इट्स मोर देन ए चरण स्पर्श. चरण स्पर्श.
Right? But ma'am, I
मोबाइल
call it,
एडिक्शन तो ऐसी हो गई है.
yeah.
बच्चों को क्या, बड़ों को, और बड़े बच्चे हमारे से ही लर्न करते हैं.
Mhm. So, ma'am, there is a different set of principles. Sir ne bola, Dikshit sir ne, that he went to somebody's house and the children, instead of wishing. So, sir, these are the things. According to me, this is self-control. You can't, though we learned it through sanskars. Our parents used to tell us whenever there are guests in the house, at least come out of your rooms, wish them once. Then you go back to your rooms to study and all that. All right. So, sir, the set of principles and set of, thinking and parameters were certainly different. So again, the same thing, if we want to change others, the problems will be arising.
And I think one thing
Absolutely,
is
absolutely.
very important. We should not expect anything.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes.
End of the, that is the right.
Yeah. And end of the thing is that we should do the duties without any
And we should not expect.
no expectations.
एक
ये
बात
तो
और
बहुत
भी है।
मुश्किल है मधु जी. ये
No,
तो
no,
मुश्किल
but
सच्चाई यही
if
है.
you want to remain happy, you have to मतलब
Yes.
practice it.
This is the only key to happiness.
Yeah.
Accept life as it comes to us.
कुछ कुछ बातें
Accept
ऐसी भी हैं।
everything that comes to us. Accept our children with all their ifs and buts. All right? But
पहले
since
एक
they are
फॉर्मूला
our children. Yeah, sir.
पहले फॉर्मूला होता था spare the rod, spoil the
With the
child.
child. No, sir.
आजकल तो इसको
That
बिल्कुल
rule
भी
is not
नहीं सकते।
applicable
अगर
now.
कर लिया
No.
आप
Yes.
याद हो जाती है। तो इसमें क्या है, मैंने एक बात देखी है कि बच्चों को जैसे छोटे बच्चे जब होते हैं ना, उनको खाना पिलाना खिलाना पिलाना भी जब होता है ना, तो पेरेंट्स जो है वीडियो चला देते हैं।
Exactly.
वो
That
खाना
is
खाना
your hook.
धीरे धीरे करके उनकी आदत बन जाती है, बिना वीडियो देखे वो खाना नहीं खाएंगे।
Exactly.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
That is why they are hooked onto the gadget.
They don't have time.
Right.
मतलब
Actually, sir, the scenario is changing. Both are working parents, erratic working
मैं तो
hours.
पिटाई भी कर देता था।
Erratic working hours, naturally late from home to home from offices, not having proper time for upbringing, for listening to the
Exactly.
needs
There
of
are
the
no more
children.
of those big
So
joint
naturally-
families or nuclear families.
Right. No,
So the parents are only handing over the gadget to children, and
Right,
later on, how can you compare them?
Right. The first console is gifted by them only.
Yes.
All right. So they say, if you bring this type of reward, I will give you console. All right. And the other console is gifted by grandparents. And naturally they get addicted to that. And then you impose that thing that now they are responsible for this spoil. All right. So what can we do? Sir, again, we have to make them, learn to live along with the gadgets, along with the social media, along with this. All right. And whatever set of skills, set of values, we can just present in front of them. They are the silent observers. You need not tell them anything. You just observe everything.